I want to tell you about something wonderful that just happened in my life. Recently, I've been having an accelerated amount of anxiety, much more than usual, for no seeming reason. The past 2 weeks, I have been amplified in such a way that it feels like I have literally been outside of my body. I feel electric, and not in a good feeling way. It started with a sensation in my body. No rhyme or reason to it. There wasn't any thoughts that I was thinking or any circumstances that were going on that would cause me to have a heightened level of anxiety where it felt like my nervous system was literally being set on fire. And I'm not exaggerating. I felt exhausted from it. I felt an enormous amount of fatigue. I felt scared at points because the feeling was so intense that I didn't actually know what to do. There was nothing that I could do. There was no real result that I could do in that moment that would give me a chance to change what I was feeling inside. So I had to just feel it completely. And I made a conscious decision at some point. It was a couple days into it because this lasted for a couple of weeks. It took me a couple of days to adjust to it and to fully make this a situation inside of my body and inside of my belief systems that reassured me through the way that I was feeling and how the thoughts resonated that this was a new version of me. A new version of me was being born. A version of me that has always been inside, so I didn't have to go anywhere or do anything to allow this. But if I didn't lean into the feelings of anxiety that I was feeling, it would have just increased the level of anxiety that I had because I would have been resisting it. I would have been pushing it away. I would have been trying to self-medicate in some way to get rid of it. And that's just putting a Band-Aid on the anxiety. And I didn't want to do that. I've done that before in my life. And all it does is elongate the anxiety to come back in the future. And it doesn't actually get to the core of why that anxiety is happening. So it would seem that because it's happening out of nowhere, nothing's really the cause of this anxiety. And I was feeling like, you ever feel like that anxiety that's more than just kind of like in your head and just like a little pinch of it in your body? It was like a full body feeling of like, I don't feel well. Like I felt like I needed to go to the doctor. And I don't know if you guys have ever had that kind of feeling or if you're dealing with this in your own life. But I want to share this with you because I'm on the other side of it now. Because I knew that there was a message behind these experiences that I was having, behind the anxiety that was going on. I knew there had to be a reason. There had to be a signal. There had to be something beneficial coming from this because I wasn't doing anything wrong. And I've come to the point in my life where I know that I'm never actually doing anything wrong in the eyes of God, the universe, or anything. We're never doing anything wrong. So because I was able to realize that, I didn't go into the guilt and shame spiral that just creates worse and worse feelings and more feelings of anxiety. Instead, when I leaned into it and asked the question, what is this anxiety? What is this experience that I'm having trying to tell me? Because it was so powerful and potent, I knew that it was an opportunity for something. It just couldn't be ignored anymore. And that's the point, is that this anxiety, it was like a 2-week anxiety attack just sort of lingering on, you know? The point of it was to show me that I have beliefs in myself that cannot be ignored anymore. Or if I am going to choose to ignore it, then I'm going to continue being the version of myself that I have always been. And I'll never change, and I'll never grow. And so this can happen at times for us because we are light workers. We are people who want to change the world. We are people who want to share our gifts and our talents with humanity in order to help it, in order to uplift it, and in order to feel the joy that happens when we truly express ourselves authentically. And once I was able to lean into the feelings, not being afraid of them, not saying like, hey, you got to go away, and just literally feeling God, I just feel awful right now. I feel terrible. Something feels wrong. And I just leaned into that feeling. I'm like, what is this trying to tell me? What is this trying to tell me? What is this trying to tell me? Because your anxiety is really, truly trying to tell you something. And it was telling me about the belief systems. And this is the main thing, is that I can no longer not devote myself with intensity to living in the present moment. Such a simple thought, right? But absolutely life-changing in the way that I'm beginning to unravel the results of that message and devoting myself to being in the present moment. I've always been one who plans, always one who sees all the scenarios ahead of me and wants to do the best with it that I possibly can in order to keep myself safe, in order to keep others safe, in order to make it be as smooth of a unfolding as it can possibly be, so it doesn't harm myself, so it doesn't harm others, and so that I can have the best results that are possible. I would always plan that way, and for that reason I've always had an underlying sense of anxiety inside of me, and this was just its opportunity to just blatantly put itself in my face, so I could not just kind of cope with the level of anxiety that I had been coping with for so many years. And finally, give myself an opportunity to say, look, this is telling me something. What is it? I have belief systems in place, and I need to live in the present moment. And since doing this, that anxiety has lifted almost completely. It still comes up a little bit, but I'm able to catch it now. And when I actually catch it and lean into the feeling and I'm not afraid of it and don't try to push it away, force it away, it dissipates. It goes away. It's like I'm shining the light on the darkness of anxiety, not the wrongness or the evilness, but the darkness of anxiety, and dissolving it from doing that. And it's I don't know, I'm almost like lost for words telling you guys this right now, because I've never experienced such a dramatic shift in the way that I feel within a couple of weeks, and then within a day or two, once I really leaned into it and asked those questions of what is it trying to tell me. So I just want to share that with you. If you're going through intense anxiety, if there's no rhyme or reason to why you're feeling anxious, if it's more heightened than it normally is, out of nowhere, there's no real reason for it, I know the feeling that you could feel, and that you're likely feeling, that you feel lost, you don't know what to do, you feel helpless, you feel like you've done something wrong to be feeling these feelings, that you're being punished in some way. That's why you're feeling it. I must have done something wrong, and that's why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling right now, which is absolute garbage. It's an absolute garbage belief, because it is not true. It is not true. You're never doing anything wrong in the eyes of an unconditionally loving God and universe, ever. There's no reason to add on to your anxious feelings by spiraling into more guilt and shame about it, because it's only going to amplify what you have going on. If you can do what I've done, look, I promise you it works. It works. And it's not just going to work for me. It's also going to work for you. Don't think that, oh, it only works for special ones. It only works for certain people in certain situations and circumstances. No, it works for you. It works for you. It will work for you. If you let yourself go into it. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of even more amplified feelings than what you're feeling when you do lean into it. Just be brave and courageous and ask those questions. There will be an answer. Not audibly, but in the still, quiet voice inside you, there will be an answer. And for me, that answer was, I must devote myself to the present moment now. No more planning out my life in excessive ways. I have everything that I need exactly when I need it. I'm exactly where I need to be, when I need to be there. I meet exactly who I need to meet, exactly when I need to meet them. I do exactly what I need to do, exactly when I need to do it. That's my message for today. I hope that this lights something inside of you, that this gives you a sense of peace, a sense of resolve, a sense of hope that, first of all, you're not alone. Second of all, you can absolutely get through this. Anxiety is not something that is just a human condition that everybody has to deal with until the day that they die, because that's the experience of being human. It's not, unless you believe that to be true. Unless you believe it to be true, and then that will be your experience. Find out what you believe to be true. Find out what you prefer to believe to be true and start believing that. And create thoughts around that belief that support what you want to believe, instead of the old version of you that just takes it as it comes, just accepts that they're feeling this way and that that's how life is. Lean into it. Do not be afraid of it. Ask it gently. What message are you trying to tell me right now with this extreme feeling of anxiety that I'm feeling right now? It will change your life, and it will not take long. It took a couple of days for my anxiety to really dissipate, to dissolve, to where I could be like, holy shit, like, this is what life can be now? I could just be in the present moment and be trusting in the universe and be trusting in God that everything in perfect timing, and I'm never doing anything wrong. So I just want to leave it like that. Nice, plain and simple. We don't need to go and pick apart anything else and overcomplicate this. It's not complicated. It is ridiculously simple, but you have to be willing, okay? I love you so much. Good luck, and let me know how you do. I love you so much. You got this. You got this.